Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Ahmed Mumtaz Mustahsan, your teacher for CSC 141 Introduction to Computer Programming. Students, we have done the functions, and in the function I have used many examples and also explained you how these examples will be executed. Today I would like to demonstrate each and every example, rather most of the examples that I have used in my lectures, and I will show you practically how these programs or these examples will be executed in the C environment. So students, what I have done, I have copied all the examples of last 3 lectures, and these examples are available to me in the form of slides. So I will just be using the cut and paste in order to save the time that is required in the typing of these programs. But most of the tasks I will be demonstrating and doing it in the your presence. So what does it mean? Okay, let us start our well-known Visual Studio. Visual Studio, we start with a new project. Okay, it's an empty project, and we give it a name of Demo 2, because the last time I used Demo 1. This one is called Demo 2. Okay, you remember that we can use source code and we can add a file, new item, and it should be C++, and we can give it as practice or practical exercise 11. Last time we did exercise number 10, so this will be exercise number 11. Add. So I've got the environment. So first of all, what I will do, I will copy this program here, Control C, go back to my program environment and paste this assignment here, just to save few minutes that is required to type this data. So students, you remember that we are supposed to include the header file, and the header file says include in the angle bracket IOStream okay. And just for the sake of using a printf statement, so it's better that we also include stdio.h, and one thing more, we say using name space std. I'll explain you, these are pre-processing directives in future. So let us see. Let us compile this program. Oh, got lot of errors, but don't worry, I'll show you how these errors should be removed. First of all, it says that message identifier not found. क्या मतलब हुआ इसका? इसका मतलब बड़ा आसान है कि we have learned that there are 3 steps: declaration, calling of a function, declaration a prototype of a function, and definition of a function. We have done calling here, we have provided a definition, but we have not done here the prototyping. Let's do the prototyping. Void message, that's it. Then it's also showing this error. Students, when we copy this data, these are the inverted commas, but we use a double apostrophe So it is okay. This is okay now. So this message is still showing error because here int message error. So there is a difference between declaration of a function and the definition of a function. Okay, so let us see what can we do here if we just recompile it. Okay, one error has gone, but there are lot of other errors. So just don't worry. Line number 11 has got error. This line number 11. How can I see that this was? Usually you get a line number here. So I will demonstrate you also that how can you see it in which line you are. But basically this is mismatching. So let us do some matching here. Void message. So this has gone, means it's okay, and the error message should be removed now. So we can say that we can compile it again. Successful. Good. So how can we run that? We can go here, build. After build we can use debug, or directly we can use this F5 start debugging and control F5 without debugging. Okay, so it is executed, but we can't see anything. Why? Because the output window could not be seen. For that purpose we have learned, and we say that if we use the function called system pause, means we can force the output window to wait till we press anything on the screen. So let us do that again. This time I use control F5. It said that your project is out of date, means I have made some changes. So would you like to build it again? Yes, why not? So it's working, it's fine. So this is, let me show you. First of all, it calls this function control transferred here, and the first line, this function print, this is my first function in C. Then the control comes back here, say I wrote my first function in C, and then press any key to continue. So I press any key, but this press any key to continue should be on the next line. What should I do? First I close it, and I would like to put here a new line character which is \n, and then control F5 again, and yes. So it's running, and now this press any key to continue is on the next line. Good. So the students, we have seen that we have run this program in which we have called the function here, that the message single line function, and it executed first, no argument passed, displayed the message here, the function is here, this is void because it's not returning anything, so it is there. Good, good. So we have executed the first example of our function. Now I would like to create another file. What I would like to do is I would like to copy this and would like to keep it in the resource file. Okay, I would like to the resource file, and what I will be doing here, I will use add new P exercise 12, and that should be the CPP, and add. Okay, in order to save some time again, I would be using this one, and I will copy this time these, Control C, and I will come up here I will just paste it so that I had something. Now what should be my next example? Let's go back to our lecture and this time pick up another example. This is another example here, and I copy it, Control C, take it back here, Control V. Okay, this is a printing line. I love my parents, this one, and this is called here. What should I do? I can easily find out that there is some error because I said that this inverted commas that we copy from our presentation PowerPoint does not match, so we need to put here course again, then this correction we do it before. Okay, and I could see that this is also not acceptable to the system. This is a very powerful editor, so even without compiling you can make certain connections here. Okay, so we have done certain corrections here, and let us see. We compile it. Print line identifier not found, or print line identifier not found. Print line, once again the same mistake that we have done here, that it is not prototype. This time I will not be using the prototype, rather I will use the second option. What was that? Okay, I will be copying it from here, say Control X, and I will put it up there, Control V, so that it is visible to the main program. And this time if it is visible to the main program, then it should compile it now and compile it. Okay, no error. Will it work? It will not work, but let us show you why. Now I build. It says that main already defined. In P exercise 12 I have demonstrated this and says main already defined. So what does it mean? It means that exercise 1 is also there. So I would like to use the properties of this and exclude from building. अब ये क्या कर रहा है कि ये it is building, while building it is also trying to build up this exercise 11 or 12. Exercise 11 में भी main है और exercise 12 also contains main. Since there can only be one main program, but now there are two main programs, ये भी हमने practice की थी, so मैं इसको I will call it के exclude the above one in the build process. ये मैं history के भी अपने पास retain रखना चाहता हूँ. So what I have done के not use it, apply, okay. So it has got means it is not included here. Now it should work. Build. No error. Control F5. Oh, same old friend that we need is system pause. Good. Now it should work. Control F5, and every time it will remind me, so I can say do not show this dialog again, and means yes. Press any key to continue. So the line is printed here. First message, the line is printed, it is called, and it is printed here, print line, and I love my parents is not there. Okay, what I have done a mistake here, that it was waiting for input in this function. So I think what I can do before doing that, I should close this window, and now I will take this out, Control X, and should use it in the main. Okay, Control F5. It has not asked me because I have said don't show this message again. So when I call this function was, this is my function, which is definition is provided in the beginning. Since the definition has been provided in the beginning, it's mean that I am not required to provide the prototype here. And no prototype, rather there is the definition which is complete here. Now when I call this function print line, it has printed this line up there, okay, and then after that it said I love my parents, and then this printing this line. This line should be in the next, so what should I do? I should close that, and I will put here \n new line, and it should print a line here, and then it will say what it should say. Let us see. Control F5. Okay, it's working. Okay, this is the output window. I wanted to drag this output window down so that I should be able to explain to you. This is the line, upper line here. This is I love my parents, and then this is the second line, and then press any key to continue. So here we have seen that I have called the function twice, and also we have learned that instead of using the prototyping a function, declaration of function, we have provided the definition in the beginning up here, and then in the we call this function. So this is the definition that includes prototyping, declaration, everything, because we have defined it first. Then this is the calling of a function, which is here, calling of a function, and this is again calling of a function. Okay, so we have done this exercise, so we again take this up again. Let us take another exercise. Add new item, C++, this should be P, exercise 13, add, and once again, just to save some time, I will copy the standard, Control C, come back here, Control V, it's there. Now I'll pick up a sample program. Okay, we have done that. No, we haven't done that. Okay, this is a program where, but do you remember what we did in this program? In this program, we have initialized the formal variables here. Formal variable, मैंने आपको कहा था कि formal variables are used to receive the data. हमने क्या किया, इसमें डेटा को रिसीव किया, और रिसीव करने के बाद इन वेरिएबल्स को हमने चेंज कर दिया. And we would like to see what is the impact in the main. This is the main. Okay, so let me compile it first, and then I will explain it to you later. This is first, let me see, Control C, Control V, main, and then I bring the function is here, Control C, and again I can paste it here. Okay, this is my main program. Okay, we have called this add to number function here. These two numbers we input with the help of C in A and B. We call A, C out, display the values, D out, display the value of B, and C out the result. That means that A was passed it on as an argument, and that is the actual argument. B was passed on again, integer B, as an actual argument, whereas this Y, integer Y, is the data type returned by the function. So this A is received by the system here in this first num, and B is received here in the second num, integer second num, and it, after receiving the data, computes the sum, integer sum, and then we have initialized the values. So will this initialization will affect when this control comes back here? अगर हमने इसको यहाँ पर 0 0 किया है, then the value of A because A was received this one और इसको हमने 0 कर दिया. B was received by the second num और इसको भी हमने यहाँ पर 0 कर दिया. क्या इस A और B की वैल्यू 0 होगी? इसकी वैल्यू 0 नहीं होनी चाहिए. And why? First we run it and then we see it, okay, what happens. So is there any mistake? Yes, there is one mistake. Once again we have provided the definition. So what I would like to do here, I would like to use it as a prototype, Control C, and after this function here, int main, we can have a void main or int main, both. This could be prototype, and since we do not require name of the variable, so we can simply use it like this, but we are bound to provide prototype में semicolon here. So I hope it should work. Yes, but once again it will say that at the time it will link, there will be two main programs. So what I will do here is properties, and I will change it. Do not include my previous exercise 12 in the build process, means exclude from building. ये जो exercise 12 है इसको build up process में use ना करें. Apply it. Okay. Now finished. So build. Cannot link. Why it cannot link? There is an error which says that a linker error demo project 2 cannot open file. Now it cannot open file means that this exe file is already locked. Where is this file locked? If you see that downstairs, this output window is open, and this output window has, if you just see it here, when I put it this one, you can see that this window contains demo2.exe. Once again, see that demo2.exe, and this is demo2.exe. This file cannot open because the file is locked by the output window. So I will go back to the output window, press enter. This output window is released when I say Control F5 here. This one here, build, or it should build solution, and then run. Debug, Control F5 or this one. Okay, it's working. This time no error because demo2.exe is available. So it is waiting, enter two numbers. This enter two number message is here, or I need to provide the two numbers. Suppose I enter 12 tab, I need to use a white space. That could be enter, that could be tab, that could be space. So 12 plus 34, enter. Okay, it has given me the answer, but where is that answer gone? Could not see that. For that purpose, system. Okay, Control F5, 12, this time use space, 34, enter. A is 12, B is 34, Y is 46. So what happens? This A is there, it means that this add to num has not changed the contents of A. A is still 12, B is still 34, and the answer is the sum. And if I would like to show you कि हमने यहाँ पर A was received here, B was received here, हमने इन दोनों को 0 किया था. तो बताने का मकसद क्या हुआ कि ये जो first और second है, these are the variables which are basically the formal variables, formal argument that receive the data. So if they receive the data, means these are the independent containers. These are not A and B containers, these are the independent containers. And when we change the contents of the independent containers, they do not affect the content of the original arguments, means the original container remains the same. यही वजह है कि output के अंदर we get A 12, this is A, B 34, and the answer is 46. Okay, so this concept we have seen and demonstrated, or in this particular example we have used int, and this is return 0. If I skip int, just to demonstrate you that we can say by default it is considered as, अगर हम miss कर दें या skip कर दें तो return data type is considered as integer. इसको demonstrate करने के लिए I just show you again. Okay, that was just a warning message, so it's working. And once again I can say that A is 10, A is 20, answer is 30. It's working. So this has just although created the warning message for us, but not has affected, so it has said integer. By default it is considered as integer data type. Or if we put a void here, then it should give us some error message, void main. This time it is returning the data. The void should not return the data. So what it will do, let us compile it and to see an error message. Yes, error message, void function returning a value. I have declared main as a void, it is returning a value. So either I put here skip, delete it, or I or I put void here, or what I can do, I should either delete no return value. If no return value, then I compile, right click and compile, no error. So if I just rebuild it by control F5, it should run and it is working. Once again we can see that 1 2 3 4 5 6, the answer is 579. Okay, so students, it's working fine. We have done 3 exercises. Okay, I just once again let me copy these 3 statements that I need, control C, and then I just throw it up again and open a new add, right click, add new item. This here, practical exercise 14. Remember, we are not supposed to use space. Practical exercise 14, we add that. It's there. So हमने उसको सेव किया था बफर में, control V, it's there, just to save time. Let us see which example we have got in our presentation. It should be this time, this we have already practiced. It's very simple. I'm not going to demonstrate this one. I hope you should be able to do that. Enter 2 numbers, A and B, and rather we have done that obviously. So this is another example that I picked up from your book Detail in Detail, and this slide is from there. So let us see that whether this program works or not. It should work. Okay, this is the definition of the main program. Control C, go back, put it there, control V. Okay, once again go back, we'll correct it later on. This the definition of the function also. Pick it up. Control C, go back and insert it there. Good. Should have some errors, and obviously there are errors. Prototyping is there, but still this is showing some error, so I'm not correcting it. Rather I would like to see it first, that what it does, फिर हम इसे correct करेंगे. इसको मैं क्या करता हूँ basically, इसको मैं right click करता हूँ students. ये right click करने के बाद compile. So control F7 भी कर सकते हैं हम. Okay, F7. Just I want you to see the error message. No such file or directory cannot open include file. Okay, first error तो बच्चों ये है, this I need to duplicate it, so delete it. Okay, और दोबारा कंट्रोल F7 से कर देते हैं इस दफा. Square local function definitions are illegal. So basically we need to find out another error first, and then exercise 14 was mismatched. Okay, इसको definition इसलिए नहीं मेरे students that के इसका match नहीं है, there is no match of this main here. तो इसका मतलब है कि I have skipped copying the closing bracket. Now, as soon as I press this one, it is matched with this one, and now I've got the definition of this one. इसके बगैर इसको इसकी definition नहीं मिल रही थी, so it is here. Integer, this, here, match this. Okay, I hope it works. Control F7. Control F7. It works. It's fine. But again, before I run, I will not be able to see the output, so I am going to put here, जो हमारे दफ़ा मिस कर देते हैं, system apostrophe pause bracket close and this. So अब डायरेक्टरी से बिल्ड करते हैं, control F5. Okay, yes, it has got an error message, it has got a demo and link error. Okay, linking error, should not move forward. Linking error says that main already defined. Go back and see what's going on. Okay, this one should contain main, this one should contain main. तो मैंने क्या कहा था, इसको right click करें, properties में जाए, exclude it from, yes, exclude it from the build up, apply. Okay, now wait for a second until it carry out the task. Now build solution. Good, no error. Control F5. It's working just like we have given you the demonstration in the lecture, that we have got this square with a value x1 to 10 less than equal to 10, so it is returning the square here, return y into y. Okay, let us see, 1 to 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 6 7 8 9 and 10 square. So this exercise we have seen, it's working fine. Good, another exercise and another copy for the next one. Do I need to explain anything? I think not, because very simple. Everything that I have already explained it to you during my lecture, nothing new, just a demonstration. So इसको copy करते हैं, Control C. इसको copy करने के बाद हम अब throw it up. I'm putting it here just to have a record of this, so that once you have these programs here, so you can select any program. This was our exercise number 1, this was our exercise number 2, exercise number 3, exercise number 4. So isko bhi, what should I do? Right click, properties, exclude, yes. Okay, now at any time if I want to run, for example, I want to rerun exercise number 12, I just took the copy from up there, and this time I will just go back again to the properties and should not exclude it. No, it should not be excluded. I want to run it again. So ये मेरे archive में it's available over there. So now I can just rebuild it again by using Control F5, and it's working fine. I love my parents. This was the program. Okay, so ये जो मैं यहाँ पर प्लेस कर रहा हूँ, this is just for your convenience so that you can have all the practical exercises that you have executed are available as a resource file. So throw it up again, it has gone up there. Now right click, add new item, C file, practical exercise number 15, add. What I do, Control V, हमने इसकी कॉपी रखी हुई थी. Okay, let's go back to our lecture and find out what do we have it. Okay, this program is called square, cube. Okay, but we have already done square, so it should work also as a cube, so I am going to skip that. What do we have here? Here we have got three numbers and we want to find out which one is the largest number, and it has first time using the double, and so let us use this, maybe it is interesting. So include IO stream, since we have already there, so I can just skip that and I'll pick it up here. First this return. Okay, since I could not copy it here, so remember we have to put this closing bracket. Okay, so Control C, copy, Control V, and we know that कि हम इसको copy नहीं कर सके थे. Closing bracket. Okay, let's copy the function, and this time वो हमने इसको खुद ही ऐड कर दिया है. This is the function. Okay, Control C, add this definition of the function here. Now should be straightforward, should not. This is the prototype of a function. ये देखें documentation के भी है. This is showing that this is the prototype of a function. This is number 1, 2, number 3 are arguments to the maximum function call. Okay, and these are the actual argument, number 1, number 2, number 3, and returning, and this is main, so I would like to see the result, so I will put system pause. Okay, so this is the definition. डेफिनेशन में हमने देखा कि यहाँ पर डिक्लेरेशन में ये यूज़ कर रहे हैं, लेकिन डेफिनेशन में हम ये यूज़ नहीं करते. डिक्लेरेशन में देयर वाज जस्ट डेटा टाइप्स, double double double, that just showing that this function we use 3 double arguments. Double is data type, and here we are providing the definition of double x, double y, and double z, and here the definition that finds out which one is the largest number. So मुझे तो कोई error इसमें नज़र नहीं आ रही. Let us see system can find any error or not. Just first compile first. Okay, system has said no compilation error, no duplication name, so it's safe to build. So we say build. Okay, main already defined in P exercise 12. 12 में मेन डिफाइंड है. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, आप देख सकते हैं कि ये 12 जो है इसको मैंने नहीं चेंज किया था. लेट्स राइट क्लिक, एरर, प्रॉपर्टीज, excluded yes, apply. Okay, so you can see that these are very meaningful error messages who are very precisely informed कि the main जो है वो P exercise 12 में आप यूज कर रहे हैं, इसको दोबारा यूज करना चाहते हैं. So what I did कि मैंने कहा कि नहीं, इसे exclude कर दिया जाए and rebuild the program again. So this time I will rebuild with Control F5. It's working. Please enter 3 real numbers, 123.123, tab, 234.234, tab, 345.345. Suppose this is the input. Okay, no answer. Why? So why it has not? Okay, after return it has returned. So after returning it is based. So इसको हम कर देते हैं Control X, and pause जो है after return has no meaning, so put it here. Now Control F5. Let's enter 123.678, 234.789, 345.890. Enter. Maximum is 345.890. Since last 0 after decimal places के बाद 0 has no meaning, that's why it is not shown us, and 345 dot is the number. So we have find out the largest number, and that largest number जो है is printed here. Okay, so we see that all these exercises and the examples just to give you the confidence that you can run that. So I just doing this job again and again for you. Properties, and in this property I say that yes, I can exclude that, apply, okay. Control C, right click, add new item, C++, practical exercise 16, add. So I've already copied these 3 statements that I'm going to paste here. Control V. Okay, it's not there. I think I skipped that. I will go back again and I will copy. This was not highlighted, hence it was not copied. Now it is properly highlighted. So Control C, come back to this working buffer. Control V, it's there. Good. So let's go back to our lecture slides. We have done this, we have done that, we have, what do we done? Finding errors, that I've already shown you that you should not be using this in the definition part, which is only there in the declaration part, and similarly you should not use this one. So I'm again skipping this one for your practice. You should be doing it by yourself. Let us take this example, calling by reference example. This is something very interesting and I would like to use it as the demonstration purpose. Okay, इसको कॉपी करते हैं. Control C. Now we have the prototype here, ABC void int address. You can see the difference of prototype. Initially we just used to have int, but this time we are saying int address, means that this is the reference and we will make it the call by reference. And here the definition, we are using this one T. Here I can give it any name, so but I've used in the example T. I'll use that. So I would like it should stay here. System okay, so seems to be okay to me. No error. Build. Good, no error. Run from here. Please enter a number. Where are we? In this main program we have defined this one. We have called this function ABC temp. So we are here. Enter a number. This temp, when we call this ABC, it is asking for the input, and I say that it is 96-degree temperature, or 96 is the input. Enter. Okay, now it's asking again. Why? Because it is executing this function now and asking the input. So this is my output window. So for this it is says again, and this time I say it is 102. Okay, enter. Cout temp and X. So it is giving me the output 96 and 102. I want that it should be there, so what I can do, either I can use here apostrophe backslash n, or I also know I can use here end line. Okay, backslash n हम use करते हैं जब हम यहाँ पे use कर सकते हैं, for example, but here we can use it, enter a number. But here we like to use end line, means go to the new line and then close down this, otherwise it will give me an error message कि demo2.exe not found. इसको close किया and then control F5. Control F5 is executing. Enter a number 2378. Okay, it's much better. Green game the result. So let us explain it in detail. This means that I will be using it for call by reference. If I would like to use it for call by reference, then these two variables जो हमने यहाँ पे define किए, temp और x, are made visible to this function. Temp and x are made visible to this function. Okay, तो temp की value यहाँ पे change जो भी आप देते हैं इसको pass on करता है, and this value you can print up here. So what we can do here is, suppose I would like to use it here, I make some changes to this program by saying comma another integer percent sign integer t comma integer address z. एक की बजाय दो वेरिएबल्स हम इसको यूज कर रहे हैं. इंटीजर, this one we call this function here, and I would like to pass on the data here instead of here. I would like to use input the data here. Enter. The value of first, this is the first one, then इसी को कॉपी करते हैं, कंट्रोल C, कंट्रोल V, enter the value of second. Okay, or here the value should be read in temp, and here the value should be read in x, and then I call ABC by temp comma x. Okay, I would like to have the printout of this value temp and x up here before calling. Then I call this function. Then I would like to have this value again, print out, and what I am going to do here is simply say that t is equal to t plus 10 and z is equal to z plus 10. Okay, not returning anything but updating the contents and see how it should work. The prototyping is there, yes. The function definition is there, yes. This is the definition, this is the prototype, and here we have included. Let's hope it should work here. Compile. Thanks God there is no compilation error first, and then build this solution. Oh, no error in building. Then debug, run. Please enter the value of first. Value of first is 100. Please enter the value of second is 200. Okay, 100 and 100 and 210 and 210. What is going on? When I call this function, the value of x temp was 100, that we have read it, and the value of x, the second value was that I provided 200, so it gave me the message 100 and 200. Now I called this function here, and what this function has done, it has updated the content of this one. Now although we are not, this is a void function, t is not returning, z is not returning, but in fact what had happened, that I have passed on these container to the function. Sorry, I have passed on the container to the function, and this temp container is received, the address of the temp container is received in t. Or I can say that the nickname of this temp is t and the nickname of this x is z. So when we have used the nickname, so basically what we have done, we have updated the content of this container temp and the content of the container x. So even without returning the data, yet we have provided the information to our calling program. So this is the power, of calling by reference. That was something that I wanted to demonstrate you, that this is the most powerful feature, and you can get multiple values returned from the function even without returning this one. We have not returned any data type, rather we have used void here, but yet value of t and z has been returned to our calling program. So dear student, this is the most important concept, and please run this exercise, try to digest the concepts, because these are the most powerful and useful concept that we'll be using. Okay, once again let's save this for our next exercise. Control C, save it up there, and now add new item. Practical exercise 17, and add. Control V. Let us see what do we have in our presentation. The presentation, this is another question, default argument example. This is again a very powerful feature where we can use some default arguments. So let us use this. I'm intentionally skipping this line because I already have it in my output window. So copy this one, Control C. Dear student, this output window is still open. That will cause us some difficulty when we will build that, but okay, we'll see. First let me copy here The program is copied back here. It has got few adjustments to need to do, but let us see. Let us close this one. Output of the previous program, so that we should not receive the message when we receive the error. Here it is showing some errors because when we copy it from the PowerPoint presentation, it has given some error. Since it is a character, so it should not be 2, and also the inverted is single quote, not inverted apostrophe. So just I delete it so that I can use it here. No error here. Okay, this hello world, again inverted commas and apostrophe is different. Delete hello world. Let's have \n also here. This is also not acceptable to this environment, so single quote. I'm using the same thing, which is just above the shift key. Okay, delete it, and this one. This is also not acceptable, so it's very convenient because the system is showing us the red mark. We need to be very careful के red mark से, since this definition instead of this हम use कर रहे हैं system okay. So what do we have here? We have this prototype. This is the default values that we have used, and here first time when we call this function without passing any argument. अब आप गौर से देखिए कि this particular function has got 2 formal arguments, but we can call this without argument, and we want the system to use the default value. First time we are calling it without any argument, second time we are calling it with a single argument, and third time we are calling it with a different provided data values, and this data value we are this already showing that this is the default value is hash, and the n value default value is 45, but we are overriding it by providing the data. So first time it should use 45 times this hash sign as a line here. Next time it will use the line 45 times but use this sign, and third time it should use this one. And let us see. I hope there is no compilation error. Just हमने देखा था Control F7 से हम compile कर सकते हैं, तो yes, there is no error. So we can just build it. Control F5. Okay, want us state. Okay, main already defined. No, main already defined. The same error which shows that exercise 16.obj. Yes, right click, properties, exclude it, apply it. Okay, string, let it finish the definition, and then we can request by saying Control F5. Oh, it's working fine. Okay, let us see. The first time this star line is called, when we use this star line, it has printed this line with the hash, then hello world. Then we called this function here. The line is printed with this sign 45 times. Third time we have used $sign, and this time the repetition is 30 times here. Okay, so a very, very useful feature once again, where you can have some default values, default arguments, and if you do not want to use a function by passing the complete argument, you can pass the function, define the function some default arguments, and with the help of these default arguments you can utilize the function. So another concept that I have demonstrated you, which I have taught you in my previous lecture. Okay, we have learned something more. So once again, इसकी copy ले लेते, Control C, then come up with add new item, this, and here practical. I wish I could have 10 today, 17, 18. I'll try to at least demonstrate 10 examples. Okay, Control V. Let us see what demonstration we have now. Factorial recursive call, one of the very interesting example of the recursive call, and you remember that the function will call back to itself with a value of 5 first, then 4, then 3, then 2 and 1, and finally you should have the answer here. Factorial of the number, this one, and this should be the answer here. So this we don't need it, we can delete it here, but this also we have it using line factorial. Oh, this is very special factorial, we need to correct it. Okay, we'll make the corrections over there. Copy it, Control C, Control V. Unsigned line factorial, it's not line, it's a long factorial. हम क्यों यूज करते हैं? बिकॉज बड़ी तेज़ी से ये अपनी मैक्सिमम वैल्यू जो है उसको एक्सीड कर जाएगा, देयरफॉर विल यूज लॉन्ग. I have already promised you to, in one of the lecture, to explain you the sizes and the effect of this unsigned, long, integers, double, float, but bear with me today. Okay, this is not acceptable to this environment. Use this also seems to be not correct, so we can use this. This is also not acceptable. Factorial, and this is also not acceptable. Okay, rest seems to be okay. Unsigned long factorial, unsigned long factorial, this, return this one. Prototype, everything seems to be fine here, and what we would like to do is to just test that how does it work. Okay, students, let us see. We need to compile it first. No, we will have this error. क्या करना है इसे? Right click, properties, exclude from build. Yes, we have to exclude it from build. Apply. Okay, come back to this environment here and build successful, not found or not built. Project demo win32, demo 2 exe not found. Why demo 2 exe not found? Build 1 succeeded. Okay, let us see. It's working. That was just simply the warning, or maybe the previous message, not this, the current message. So we remember that the factorial of 5 was 20, so I enter 5 here. Okay, no answer, don't worry. Let us see the answer. Control F5 again. Okay, factorial of 5 was 120, the answer is 120. So okay, let us see, the answer is 120. We can have \n here. Control F5, run it again. So answer of 5 is okay. After that we need continue. So what we can do here, we can use here end line, and then Control F5 here. Now it is okay. Factorial of factorial of 5 ka factorial is 120. Press any key to continue. Okay students, we have used a long here. Why we have used a long here? I just run it here again, control F5, and this time I say that find the factorial of 20. Factorial of 20, I have not been able, yes, it's in minus. So this is something that is related to the limit. The maximum number of the unsigned integer is 4 byte, which is 2145473847, and this is greater than that. So I said that the maximum number that you can have here is, I'm just for showing it to you, I will write it here. The maximum number is 2147483647. Okay, and this number is 21, instead of 4 is 9. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 digit. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 digit. So this number is larger than that, and hence this number, you can see that, okay, this is for the signed. Unsigned long integer, I just take this word, that something that I want to show you. Okay, I just take this word long from here. I just take the word long from, as soon as I picked up, it says that this is mismatch, so that's why this red sign is here. Okay, so I just delete this long and run it again. Control F5. I run it with another example. Control F5. Let's say 45. Answer is 0. Now factorial of 45 is 0? No, it is beyond the limit. It is not 0. So let's control F5. Factorial of 30 is there. 45 is not there. So then I say control F5. Factorial of 40 is not there. Control F5. Factorial of 35 is 0. Good, we are closing to the 33 is there. It's 21474833648. That is the number. This I've just shown you that I wanted to demonstrate here. This is the largest number. This I will teach you inshallah in future, that it is beyond the range, and hence this number, which is a negative number, is shown up here for factorial of 33. But as soon as I put up here unsigned long, and I put up here long, and then I recompile it and rerun it and say this time the answer of 33 is this, and I will run it with another value. Control F5 with 45, not 45, sorry, so 35 is still giving me 0, so I think I just need to run it again, and I have found this limit. This is long 5, so I'm not sure whether it has built it again or not. Build, run. Okay, 35, answer is 0. So this is something interesting, and I have promised you to teach you this concept in future, and will show you that what is the maximum limit of a number. Okay students, Let us take another exercise. We have done something and we said that we can find out a prime number, and we have written a program, and in that program we have seen that whether the number is prime or not. So today we will like this program again, but this time we will say that whether the number is prime or not. So for that purpose I will just copy the same program. I will like to use the same statements here. So Control C, copy, and then here add new practical exercise 19, add, Control V. Okay. Here I would like to define a function, integer is prime, take the argument, okay, and here I would like to give the arguments. One is the integer, that I just want to see whether the integer is prime or not. Then integer I is equal to 2. It's the default value that I have given to the system. Okay, remember that. So here I have defined integer number, enter a positive integer, I will read the value, then I call the system, make a system call here, is prime, and in this is prime I just pass the number, okay, and here I would like to have the cout here. I'll say if it is prime, then cout is prime number, else cout not a prime number, okay, or maybe I just skip that. And here I provide the definition which says int is prime, int n comma int I if. Now we can have the recursive function here, and this recursive function, just to save some time, I will just copy this function that I've already brought for you in this last slide. This is prime, int this. So I'm just quickly copying it for you just to save some time. Control C in this environment, Control V. So this is the definition. Let us delete this, duplicate it, and here we have provided the definition of this. So if I is equal to P, then return 1, that it is prime, else it is, if the there is a modulus, the number is divisible, then we can return 0, means it's false. Otherwise it is a recursive call that callbacks to itself. Now there are some errors that needs to be adjusted here. That's the program is showing some error messages. Yes, it's okay, seems to be okay. Let us compile this. I hope there is no error, except I can find one here that I should change the property and call it exclude from the build. Apply. Okay, seems to be okay. So first of all, I would like to see the compilation errors. Compile, no errors, good. Let us build now. Build and build here. Once again we are lucky, it's no compilation error. Let's run it. Enter a positive number. Suppose I enter 69, which is not a prime number, so it says not a prime number. And I run it again, Control F5. This time I say any prime number. 23 is a prime number, so is a prime number. Okay, so what we have learned here, that you remember that in the last program we have written this function that was very complicated function, but the same algorithm we have now reproduced it with the help of a recursive call. So I just advise you that you please go through it very carefully and try to understand it with the logic that I have explained it to you. There is a big improvement. You remember that instead of going from I to P, I said that if the value of I is half of the value, so what I can do is, instead of this check, I would like to use this. There's a mistake here. This I should be not I, it is 2. And now we say that Control C, and I would like to replace it. Okay, and this time it should run half the time the speed, half the time the number that the previous example executed. So once again, Control F5. Successful. So I'm using again, for example, 71 is not a prime number, is not a prime number. Okay, so we have carried out around 9 exercises today, and these are all the exercises that I have used my previous lecture. So I will advise you to please also save this one by throwing it into the resource file. And now you, in your resource file, you have got these 9 exercises, and these are all solved exercises that we have done today. So if you want to go through it, you can just select any one by one. Okay, and if you want to run any of the exercise, what you are required to do, first this one, change the property, exclude it from the building, apply. Okay, and now suppose you want to just run any of the exercise in future, select any one. For example, select this one, double click or copy it into the resource file. Again it is here. Now change the property here. You need to build the file, so it should not exclude it. Apply. Okay, this is available and the program is here. You can build this program. There should not be any error because we have tested each and every one here, and then we can run it from here. Enter number, first number is 12, enter the second number is 45, and 1245 is updated by 10. So I've just demonstrated you that all these resource file that you have maintained today, you can use it in future, and this will help you in doing the exercises and maintaining your own library. And later on I will teach you how can you prepare your own library also. So student, I expect that you have learned the hands-on exercises that we have carried out today, and inshallah I'll be there for my next lecture. Till then, Khuda Hafiz.